Amin iti namine namaste saraswate deve Gauravani pracharine nirvishesha shunyavadi paschatya deshatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Haraye Namaha Hari Haraye Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. For those who may not know, my name is Nirantara Das, a disciple initiated by Srila Prabhupada in 1974. And I got, which I feel is a direct instruction from him in 1975, when I asked him a public question, what pleases you the most? And Srila Prabhupada said, when or if you love Krishna. And we are celebrating this very auspicious month, the month of Kartik, or the month of Damodar, considered in our philosophy to be the most auspicious month. So this month, which started on Thursday, it goes for 1 month, any kind of spiritual, religious, pious activities you do during this month will give you a great return on the investment. That's how to see it. Maximum return on your investment. The rates are high now. So this month, you want to maximize. So as you see right here, we have this display, because this month is a constant meditation on this particular pastime of Krishna, known as, everybody say, Damodara. Damodara means Krishna, who was tied up by his mother with ropes, but not ordinary ropes. In this pastime, Krishna demonstrated, you cannot tie me up with ropes, because in the pastime, Yashoda tried to tie up Krishna because he was naughty. He was very naughty. No. Very naughty. So at first, she had a stick in her hand. Anybody got the stick when they were kids? Yes. Well, you know what it's like? So Yashoda was so angry, she had stick in her hand. And Krishna was trembling, crying, and rubbing his eyes. Now, those who know, ladies, you know, kajal, right? The cosmetic, black cosmetic. So Krishna also wears kajal. But because he was crying and rubbing his eyes, it all smeared over his face. So when Yashoda saw that Krishna was trembling in fear, she said, no, the punishment does not fit the crime. If I use the stick, it may cause some psychological problem down the road, or he may leave the house, and that will be a greater disturbance. So Yashoda, I mentioned this last night, I was speaking on this at somebody's home. Here is the mother of God, Yashoda. And it's not that she's sitting back watching TV, drinking tea. No. She's working hard working. She's got housework to do. So don't feel bad, ladies. Even the mother of God has house chores. So the incident of this pastime took place on Diwali Day, most popular festival in all of India, Diwali. So this was Diwali Day. And Yashoda was making butter and yogurt. And she was thinking, my son is so restless. He's going to the neighbors and stealing their butter and yogurt and making a disturbance, and the neighbors are complaining. So Yashoda was thinking, perhaps what he's getting at home is not good enough. So she decided on this day, Diwali, 5,000 years ago, that she would make special butter and yogurt for her son Krishna. Now keep in mind, although Krishna is God himself, Yashoda does not see him like that. She's in Maya. But it's yoga Maya, spiritual illusion. We are in what is called Maha Maya, material illusion. And we experience it every day. The dualities, pleasure, pain, too hot, too cold. So many dualities. But Yashoda is in Yoga Maya, transcendental illusion. She's so qualified, so highly devotional, that she gets to relate to Krishna, but not as God with awe and veneration. No, simply out of maternal affection. She relates to God, not as God, but as her own son. In the Bhagavatam, this chapter, Shukadeva Goswami tells Parikshit that what Yashoda has is beyond mukti, or liberation. She has vimukti, special liberation. What is that? That she gets to relate to Krishna as her own son without any conception of his godhood. And why is that? Because generally, when we think of God, it instills a kind of awe and reverence and veneration. So there's some distance. Whereas Yashoda is relating to Krishna as her son, therefore it's more intimate. And all the awe and veneration has gone. And that's what Krishna enjoys. Krishna enjoys this. He enjoys this more than the sacred hymns of the Samaveda, chanted by Brahmanas. Actually, it is mentioned, all these hymns and prayers, Krishna, so what? He'd much rather prefer to relate to his devotees like this, intimacy. So, Yashoda threw away the stick, but she has to get her household chores done. Ladies, you know what it's like. From sunrise to sunset, working. No, after sunset. Working, I know. Nobody works harder than a woman. All in agreement? What? You don't agree? Well, come on. Yes, men should recognize that. We work just as hard. No, you don't. That's what I was getting at. So Yashoda has to get her household chores done. So since she's not going to punish him with the stick, she decides, I'm going to tie him up because he's too restless. He's causing a disturbance. So there is a thing called ulukala, a wooden mortar, grinding mortar, rice grinding mortar, ulukala. So she takes some rope and tries to tie up Krishna to the ulukala. But when it comes time for the final knot, 2 fingers too short. So Yashoda calls her, because Yashoda is queen. She's queen of Vrindavan. Yashoda Mai. So she calls the servant, Chalo, jaldi, bring me more rope. So they bring more rope. But when she makes the final knot, it's still 2 fingers too short. What's going on here? So they bring more rope. They bring all the rope in the house. And when she tries to make the final knot, what? 2 fingers too short. Meanwhile, all the neighbors are joined and they're all like, they're all seeing what's going on here. Now, what is Krishna doing here? What is Krishna? Many things. What is Krishna doing? He's showing Yashoda and all of us, don't think you can tie me up with rope. Because Krishna is called Swarat, completely independent. In Sanskrit, the word for rope is guna. But that guna also has other connotations. One connotation is the 3 modes of material nature. Those who have studied the Gita, they know about these 3 modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Here, goodness is flowing. You hear the tambura, right? That's to make everybody shanti, shanti, shantihi. Then as soon as we go outside and we get on the freeway, passion, honk, honk, honk. And then there's Tamoguna. The capital of Tamoguna, Las Vegas. The city of darkness. They even brag, Sin City. They're proud of it. Yes. Because all that's going on there is sinful activities. Meat eating, illicit sex, gambling, intoxication. The 4 pillars of sinful life. That is what is glorified in Sin City, Las Vegas. Tamogun, the mode of darkness. Actually, right now, we are beyond goodness. We're in the transcendental mode of goodness. Why? Because we're hearing about very good. Everybody say Krishna. Krishna. Now, in this pastime, he has a particular name. Everybody say Damodar. So what happens? So after bringing so much rope and still it's 2 fingers too short, Yashoda becomes flabbergasted. She's tried. Actually, if you had brought all the rope in the universe, it still would have been 2 fingers too short. Because Krishna is showing us nothing can bind me. Not the modes of nature, not ordinary rope, not your material qualifications. You may be rich, you may be handsome or beautiful, you may be influential, you may be powerful, you may be so many things. No, Krishna is not impressed. There's only one thing that impresses Krishna, or there's only one thing that can tie up Krishna. And therefore, in the song, we have this word. Everybody say, Bhakti Badham. One more time. Bhakti Badham. That Krishna can only be captured or tied by love. And for me, this is one of the main reasons why I have been practicing this Krishna consciousness now for over 50 years. This concept of love of God is so enthralling to me. I'm from the 60s, all right? I was a hippie, peace man. And I was always looking for love. In fact, before finding Krishna, what was my favorite song? All you need is love. But I couldn't find it. I didn't find it with Dina or Michelle or Linda. I couldn't find it. Where is this love that I want and need? Then I met my spiritual master. And one of the first things I read in his book, and that was clinch the deal. Prabhupada was writing, yes, it is natural to have a loving propensity, but the problem is we're reposing our love in the wrong place. That's why what was that other song? I can't get no satisfaction. Yes, that's the absolute truth. In the material world, no satisfaction. Heartbreak, right? There's a billion blues songs. What are they singing about? Broken heart. But Prabhupada was saying, if you give your love to Krishna, then you'll be completely satisfied. And I'm here to testify that is exactly true. You give your love to Krishna, you will feel satisfied. That is the message of Krishna consciousness. As Prabhupada told me when I asked the question, learn how to love Krishna. So, when Krishna saw that his mother now was flabbergasted, trying to tie him up, Krishna reciprocated and indicated, okay, now you can tie me up. He allowed himself. So she was able to make the knots. Krishna is tied up to there it is. We have an alukala, that big brown, that's what it is. We have it. That's why this temple is the best. Nu Dwarkadama ki Jai. So Yashoda goes and does her housework, but Krishna is not finished. Because Krishna, he's got this naughty tendency. So Krishna is thinking, my mother thinks that she can stop me from doing nonsense? No, I'm going to do more nonsense. So Krishna looks out into the courtyard, and there is these two big trees, Arjuna trees. And Krishna says, oh yes, I know about those trees. My great devotee Narada cursed the two sons of Kuvera, Nalakuvara and Manigriva, cursed them to become trees because they were also very nonsense. So Narada, even though he cursed them, the curse actually was a benediction. So because these two sons of Kuvera were naked and they were intoxicated and didn't have any decency to at least offer some respect to Narada when he strolled by, Narada said, I must curse them. They like being naked? Okay, become trees. Stand naked for hundreds of years. But, as I said, it was a benediction. So those two demigods took birth in Krishna's courtyard, Nanda Maharaj's courtyard. And it was Narada's design that Krishna would deliver them. So when Krishna delivered Nalakuvara and Manigriva, he told them, personally, I have nothing to do with you. But because of my devotee Narada, he wants me to deliver you. therefore I'm delivering you. And Krishna told Nalakuvara and Manigriva, because what he did was, he was tied to the grinding mortar, so he started to crawl and crawl. And so the Ulukala got stuck between the two trees. Krishna pulled with immense strength. The trees came crashing down, and out came the two demigods, Nalakuvara and Manigriva. Now, I just heard this morning, because I was listening to some of my recordings that I've done previously, it mentioned that Nalakuvara and Manigriva were in the form of trees for, I think, 3,600 earth years. And all that time, they simply meditated on what Narada said. So they knew why they were cursed, and they were waiting to be delivered by Krishna. So Krishna told them after he knocked down the trees and they came out, Krishna said, you came in contact with Narada. That's just like coming in contact with the sun. Right? Right now the sun is shining, right? You go outside, everything is illuminated. So Krishna was saying, coming in contact with someone like Narada is like seeing the sun. Everything is revealed. And I was mentioning last night how, for me, that incident, what Krishna is saying, reminds me of the first time I saw my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. That he was glowing and radiant. I had never seen. I was like, oh my God. First time I was just glowing. And I bowed down like all the other devotees. And I was thinking at that time, oh, this is great. I have found the modern Jesus. That is how I see my Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. So, Nalakuvara and Manigriva, they offered prayers to Krishna. And one of the prayers they offered was that, please bless us, that henceforward we're always engaged in hearing about you, chanting about you, and remembering you. And Krishna blessed them. He said, yes, I fulfill your desire. You will never forget me. That is what I consider the ultimate benediction. I've often said, as a transcendental joke, that I know I'm going to have to take one more birth. But this is my prayer, that if I have to take birth, I want to come out of the womb of my mother, Hare Krishna. Will you give me that blessing? No? Come on. Thank you. I want to freak the doctor out. What? Who is this personality? So this month, we spend the whole month meditating on a prayer known as Damodara Ashtaka, the 8 prayers depicting different aspects of this Damodar Leela. So depending on the time, because in this temple, everything is done clockwork, which is the way Prabhupada wanted it. For instance, I will tell you a story. Prabhupada once went to Japan in order to make a book deal. He wanted his books published. And so in Tokyo, he went on the subways and he noticed how punctual the subways were. Just exactly on time. He said, that's how our temples should run. Everything should be punctual. So in our temples, every morning, the deities are bathed and dressed. It used to be 7 o'clock, but now it's 7:15. But back then, every temple, the doors had to open 7 o'clock in the morning. So Prabhupada was visiting one temple of his, And he was looking at his watch. They weren't opening the doors. So Prabhupada had his cane and he knocked on the door. Open this temple. Emphasizing, you must do things on time. So, I'm going to try one verse. I have two verses in mind from this Damodarashtaka. And it will help us to go a little deeper into the philosophy and aspects of bhakti. So far, so good. You like my presentation so far? Everybody's happy? Good. Varang deva mokshang na mokshavaring va na chanyang vrinehang vareshad apiha idang teva purnata gopala balang sadame manasyavi rastam kimanyai. So the author of this song is expressing his bhakti, his devotion and love for God. So, first he says, O Lord, I do not pray for varam. Varam means benediction. In this sense, the boon of moksha. In Vedic philosophy, there are four principles. Dharma, religion. Artha, economic development. Kama, sense gratification. And then finally, moksha, liberation from material imprisonment. But here, the author is saying, no, I don't want moksha. And there are different kinds of moksha. He doesn't want impersonal liberation, or even, as it says here, moksha avadim, the highest type of liberation, which would mean living in the same planet as God in the spiritual world. He says, I don't even want that. So what does he want? He must, when you offer a prayer, first there is glorification, and then there's the request. That's how prayers work. First you glorify, and then you make your pitch. Oh my Lord, you're so great. Oh my, but can you, right? That's how prayers work. So here this author is saying, not only do I not want the topmost liberation, I don't want anything else that you were able to bestow. Because what can't God give? God can give anything. That's the meaning of God. He can give anything. And the author of this song is saying, no, I don't want anything. So then he says, everybody say, nata. Let's try that again. Nata. That's better. Very good. I think I have to wake you up more. Some more jokes. Okay. O Lord, this divine bodily form of yours. Now everybody say, Gopala Balam. Hey, you woke up. Good. Good. All of you. By the way, I use this on the order of my GBC. I am duty bound to bring this wherever I go. You like it, right? Yes. May this divine bodily form of yours as Gopala Balam, as a young cowherder boy. This is another aspect about Krishna that I really love. That Krishna, God, is so wonderful that he's a little cowherder boy. Now, I see myself as a musician. So when I found out that Krishna is also a musician, I like this kind of God. He plays a flute, and he makes all the girls go crazy. I used to think the Beatles were wonderful, but when I heard about Krishna, that he plays the flute and everybody just runs, that's topmost musician. Yes, he's expert. Muralidhar, one of Krishna's name. Everybody say Muralidhar. Yes, expert holding and playing the flute. So may this divine bodily form of yours be manifest always in my heart. That's what he wants. Doesn't matter he has to take birth again. Doesn't matter. But this is what he wants. He wants this vision. You see there how Krishna is, young cowherder boy. He finds this form of Krishna so attractive that he just wants to spend eternity always relishing this form, this sight. As he says here, for what is the use of other things? Meaning, he has become completely indifferent to all other aspects of reality. This is all he wants. Now, you can test for yourself. Here, you can test for yourself. I'm going to pose a question, and you answer it for yourself. If tomorrow morning, God himself appears to you and says, what would you like? What would you say? Something to think about. What would you say? Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Right? If we ask somebody else, they'll say, make me president in this next election. Well, there's so many, right? But you have to ask yourself, honestly, what would you ask if God came to you and said, ¿Qué pasó? What would you like? You keep it private, but it's something, I know what I would ask. Shh, I'm not going to say. Everybody chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nice chanting. Very good. Yeah, you. I hear you. All right, we have time for the second verse. I picked 2 out of the 8. Idang te mukam bhojam atyanta nilayar vritang kuntalay snigda raktaischa gopya muhushchumbitang bimba raktadarang me manasyavi rastam alang laksha labhai. So now the author is going to give us detailed information of what God looks like. This is another aspect of this philosophy that really attracts me. That you get detailed information of what God looks like. In the religious tradition I was raised, they don't have hardly any information of what God looks like. A burning bush but when you come to this philosophy, you get details. You get to know the name of his mother, his father. You get to know what he likes to do. He's a cowherder boy. He likes to play the flute. You get to know now in this verse bodily features, details. In America, there's this expression, especially when it comes to legal contracts. The devil is in the details. You got to be careful. The fine print. I just made that mistake recently. My wife bought some furniture. She didn't read the fine print. Now we're stuck because what we got was not what we wanted. But they told us, you signed the agreement. Adios. But here in Krishna consciousness, the nectar is in the details. Not the devil, the nectar. So first is Mukha Ambojam. Krishna's face is like the beautiful lotus. Now it says here, your face is surrounded by curling locks of hair. Then, Avyakta Nilai, Krishna's hair is very dark blue. And then, Snigdha, soft and glossy. And then, Raktai, tinted reddish. So this gives you now something to meditate. Actually, there is a name of Krishna. Everybody say Keshava. Keshava has three meanings. So one of them is the same as this, that Krishna's hair is very fine. Very fine. Here, soft and glossy. And dark blue, no, very dark blue, tinted red. Now it says, your lotus-like face is also chumbitam, kissed again and again by your mother, Yashoda. So, I mentioned some minutes ago that Yashoda has vimukti, special liberation. Indeed, at the end of this Leela, Shukadeva Goswami says, Yashoda's deliverance or Yashoda's liberation is greater than that of Lord Brahma, greater than that of Lord Shiva, the great Mahadev, even greater than Lakshmi, the consort of Narayan. Yes, her liberation, her benediction is above them. Why? She gets to kiss the face of Krishna as a baby. Right? Ladies, you've had babies, right? And you would hold the baby in your arms and look at your child's beautiful face. Such a beautiful feeling, right? So here she is again and again kissing Krishna's face. Because God is a person. He's not some ghost or impersonal energy. No, here he is, the absolute truth, playing like a little cowherder boy. And Yashoda gets to kiss the face of Krishna. So again, the author again is saying, so this vision of Bala Gopal, may that remain in my heart forever. Because there is no need for me to request the attainment of millions of other boons, which are simply useless. There is a verse in the Bhagavad Gita where it says that when you attain Krishna consciousness, nothing else compares. There was once a song, nothing compares to you. That actually describes Krishna. After all, Krishna's very name is all attractive. That is the meaning of Krishna, all attractive. And the whole goal of this Krishna consciousness philosophy is to develop our dormant, that's the key word, dormant, innate attraction for Krishna. Now someone will say, well, wait. You said dormant, innate. Yes. Right now, we don't feel that. But that's because that dormant, innate affection for Krishna has been misplaced. And we, as I said at the beginning, we are in Mahamaya. We are bewildered by the glare of the material energy. She offers so many allurements: money, fame, men and women, the sex life. The material energy is offering so many allurements. It's like this. Maya is saying, come, come. Don't go to Krishna. Come to me, and I will beat you. But no, we have to uncover that dormant natural affection for Krishna. And how do you do that? How do you uncover that? Very simple. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So it is just like when you're asleep at night, soundly sleeping, then all of a sudden the alarm goes off. Immediately you wake up, unless you hit the snooze button and you try to go back. But that sound vibration woke you up. So our philosophy, I call the original woke philosophy. I give myself, I love that. Yes. The original woke philosophy. Because we are waking up, coming out of the illusion of this material world. We're getting out of it. There are verses in the Vedas. Tamasi ma jyotirgama. Come out of the darkness and into the light. Uttishta jagrata. Get up. Understand who you are. The goal of life is self-realization. Understand who you really are, not what you see in the mirror. And at my age, thank God. Yes, I have yet to see the real me. But that day is coming, because this whole process of Krishna consciousness is a process of waking up, coming out of illusion, coming out of the darkness. And you're doing it right now by hearing about, very good. You're in the right place. Hearing about Krishna. So therefore, Prabhupada has designed his whole movement how to get everyone to wake up and start to feel their original dormant affection for Krishna. Now, all of us are at different levels of progression. Some of us are very advanced. Some are beginning. That's all right. No judgments. The whole philosophy is, here you are, take now one step closer to Krishna. All right, now take another. Now take another. So everything in this movement, like this Damodar month, every day, we are reciting the song, Damodarashtakam. You come to the temple maybe every Sunday. Very good. Because the more you come, you are beginning to foster your original dormant affection for Krishna. Especially if you do this chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then there's worshiping the deity or doing some service, reading about Krishna, Bhagavad Gita. Just somehow or other, fill your day with Krishnamrita, the nectar of Krishna. Let us chant. Krishna, 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 hey bolo. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hey. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rakshamam. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rakshamam. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Pahimam. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Pahimam. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshamam. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshamam. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahimam. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahimam. So there are 9 ways to develop your innate, dormant love and affection for Krishna. Hearing, which you did today. Chanting or speaking or talking. And the more that you hear and chant, you come to the stage of remembrance. As I was giving the class, yes, I have my outline, but many of the things I say, I'm waiting for Krishna to give me some inspiration. I think I did okay, huh? I think I passed. But then there's one more, my favorite. So there's Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanavedanam. But I add myself. It's not official. It's my prasadanam. So, class is dismissed. Go take prasad up to your neck to your full satisfaction. May Lord Damodar bless you and protect you. Hare Krishna.